Hi, name's Nameless. Ironic, ain't it? I've been asked to say something meaningful for the panel, so. Dan and Jason, it's crazy to see how far it's come. And by how far it's come, I mean it only has 2.5 episodes for being a webtoon since 2019. Most people just know me as the quote-unquote FloJo fan, but I'm also known as one of the scriptwriters for Dan and Jason as well. I won't bore you any longer though. I'm sure you are all eager to hear from the others. Nameless, out.
So, why am I here again? For the panel? But I don't work on Dan and Jason and I've only ever made fan art. Say something for the panel? Alright then. Hi. My name is Albert, better known as Flim or Lord Flim. I remember when Jake first created Dan and Jason. It was near the end of 2019 and they literally used crap text-to-speech voices in episode 1. Crazy to see the series then versus now. I think I've said all I need. See you at the panel, guys.
Well, hi guys. Most of you know me as the title card artist for the stupid adventures of Dan and Jason. If you even know me at all. I made the title card for the Furry Mayhem episode of Dan and Jason back in August of last year. The episode isn't even 10 minutes long and it's still not halfway done yet. But animating isn't easy, so I'll let it slide. Especially for someone with no proper animation software, so it makes it even cooler to see the progress updates they sent me and the rest of the crew. I also love the references and Easter eggs in the show that aren't easy to notice at first. But, that's going to be all from me. Let's hop into the panel, shall we?
Woo, it's the first panel! Let's go! Panel to pawn moment! Woohoo! So, for anyone wondering why we're currently outside a Taco Bell right now instead of the actual con, well, it's because someone got us kicked out of the con and we couldn't do our panel, so we took to a nearby Taco Bell. I mean, come on guys, did you really have to do that in the bathroom? Like, there's a time and place to do that, but the con's bathroom?
We were only playing Donkups and Dragons.
Yeah, and it got us kicked out. So now we're having to do the first ever Dan and Jason panel outside of Taco Bell. Ay. But, yeah, anyways, Dan and Jason. The stupid adventures of Dan and Jason, to be exact. The first ever panel for Dan and Jason. So, first off, we're gonna be showing some sneak peek animations, some art. We're gonna be doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's not gonna be like an hour or like 2 hours or anything like that, because, you know, we don't really have the budget for that long of a panel. And, you know, we're outside of a Taco Bell. This thing probably has, like, cameras watching us. They're probably, like, the police are probably on their way right now to question what we're doing outside of Taco Bell this late at night. Hey cameras, hey cameras. Yeah, take that. Take my finger camera and shove it. We're doing the Comic-Con panel outside of Taco Bell, because why not? So, sneak peek animation, art, some frequently asked questions we're going to be answering, and, you know, a few fun facts, and we're just going to be talking overall about what the future of Dan and Jason holds, because it has been on, like, a long break of, like, not even art or anything, just nothing, and then just randomly came back with, like, you know, hey, look, here's a sneak peek for an upcoming episode, and just out of nowhere. So, we're going to be explaining about that. First off, though, I feel as if we should introduce ourselves for the people who don't know who we are. So, let's go in order from, like, me to, like, last. So, hi, I'm Jake. I am the creator of Dan and Jason, and I guess that's it, really. It's not inspired by Eddsworld, as many think. It's actually inspired by a whole other webtoon roommates. So, that being said, who's up next? Albert, you go next, since you're the one sat beside me.
Okay, so hi. I don't work on anything and I've only ever made fan art, so I really don't know why I'm here or why I got to be here. I guess you could say that I'm the fanboy of the series or whatever.
Well, of course you gotta be here. You're the fun one. You make things fun. Like literally, you're the one that got us kicked out of the con. Which, isn't a good thing, but it's still kind of fun if you think about it. Like, come on, man. Like, who does that?
Guess I'm up next then, huh? Well, hi, Nameless here. I haven't done anything much aside from script writing for the series alongside Kaz, but I have done a few art pieces, official or not, which I think is pretty cool.
Yes, actually, and we're going to be showing some of that because I really love your art style, and, we got a TV. I didn't mention it yet, but TV, right here. Who's got the remote for the who's got the remote for the TV? Can someone put on, Subway Surfers for, like, the people with short attention spans, please? I don't want our audience leaving right away. Alright, cool, thanks. Whoever did that. And lastly...
Hey guys. So I'm the main title card artist for Dan and Jason as well as a fellow scriptwriter along with Jake and Nameless. I actually quite like the series and I really vibe with the energy the show has. AKA wacky and chaotic.
And there you have it. Boom, the whole shebang. Me, Albert, Nameless, and Kaz. The four knockoff roommates.
Hey-o, honk honk.
I mean, we already have the pencil lover, that's me, right? I'm Dan. I'm literally Dan. And then sat beside me is literally frickin' Nathan, cause you have 3. You have a drink in your hand, and yet you have 2 other ones, and you had at least 5 on the way to this Taco Bell. You are wasted off of your butt right now, man. And then friggin' Nameless with his vape, that's close enough to Koi, right? And then friggin' I don't know, Kaz is just Joseph. I mean, Joseph is your favorite anyway, huh?
Close second to Landlord, but pretty much.
Yeah, see, look, there you go. The 4 knockoff roommates doing a panel about a whole different webtoon. We're off to a great start. So, first of all, I want to bring this up really quickly, is that I don't have anything specifically planned. I just have a bunch of these random, loose notes written down on a Taco Bell napkin that I had a Palomino Blackwing 602 pencil in my pocket, and I found a used napkin from Taco Bell on the floor, and I was like, let me just write some stuff down really quick. So, we're just gonna be going off of, my random notes.
Why is there just a random pencil in your pocket?
Because it's my lucky pencil. That's why. Do you know how cool Palomino Blackwing 602 pencils are? It's my lucky pencil. Is that a pencil in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me? Right. So, let's get the obvious thing out of the way. And show off, because I am nowhere near done, by the way. I started this August of last year. This thing isn't even gonna be 10 minutes long. And I'm not even halfway done yet. I'm just about to get halfway done the animating. That's how long it's taken me to get this next episode out. But, for those wondering, I am showcasing a small, tiny little sneak peek. So, this is, who's got the remote? Someone put the thing on the TV, please, guys.
Well, does this help? What did you do? The art style changed. I made it easier on the animator.
Alright, so that's pretty much the only thing you're getting out of that episode. I'm not showing anything else off, but pretty much that's what it's gonna look like. Yeah, the art style changes, because the way I used to do Dan and Jason episodes was, this art app called IBIS Paint X. I would draw things in there, create them into a GIF using some random GIF app, and then I would take them into CapCut, and back then I didn't even use CapCut, I used another editing app called InShot, and you can see, the logo in the corner, and that was on my old Samsung phone. which I don't have anymore. So I eventually changed the way the episodes were made. But all right, who wants to talk next? Who's going next? Someone say something.
I think Dan is hot, and I would ask him how you doing, any day.
Yeah, not my thoughts exactly on that one, but you do you, buddy. I like Dan and Jason too, but come on, man. How about we all go around, like, there's 3 characters, 4 if you count Hansen from that one episode, but there's overall 3 characters, so how about we all go around and say who our favorite character actually is? Mine is a bit complicated. For character style-wise, I really like Mark's design. But overall character, I just really love Dan. Alright, who's next?
Personally, I vibe with Mark. I love his 2000s vibe he got going on.
Yeah, Mark is pretty cool, actually. Like, I mean, you know, Mark is actually pretty cool, but, like, he's not my favorite. But, like, he is pretty cool. Says the person who literally created him. But, you know, he is pretty cool. Yeah. But I'm still going with Dan. Sorry.
Dan's got my vote. His personality and humor is just something else.
Yeah, exactly. Like, his sense of humor, man. Like, I get that I'm the one that gave him that sense of humor. But, like, come on, man. His sense of humor. Like, hey man, don't forget to bring a towel. Oh, wait, that's the wrong person. That is who his voice is based off of, by the way. Because, people used to tell me that I can do a terrible, it's like a mix of Herbert from Family Guy and Towley from South Park, right? Is what they said that voice sounded like to them whenever I did the voice. And I was like, okay, cool. So that's pretty much what Dan's voice is inspired off of. Hey guys, how you doing? I mean, I'm kind of hiding right now. See, I might have told I might have told a cop to go and shove it, man. But he was all up in my face. What did you want me to do, man? So now I gotta hide, man. Oh no, they're after me, man. I gotta get out of here. Oh no, man, they're coming. Run, man, run. Alright, cool. Special guest appearance on the panel. Dan himself.
I never got to say my favorite yet, by the way.
Well, no, you didn't, because Dan interrupted you. Blame Dan, not me. Dan's the one that did it. I didn't do nothing, man. The cops are just mad at me because I'm gay. Whoa, Dan, you can't say that, Dan. You can't accuse the cops of Dan. Somebody say something before Dan speaks again.
Well, my favorite is a tie between Hansen and Dan.
Alright, so Mark, yeah? And then frickin' Dan. And then Dan again. And then... Okay, so nobody likes Jason, or what?
Well, Jason always turns Dan down, which is kind of upsetting. Just humor the guy with a date or something at least.
Well, yeah, he turns him down because they are not a thing. And they never will be. Dan just needs to get that through his thick skull. Yeah, I have not been paying attention to the TV. What even is that? Like, I'm sorry, what is that? Who the fuck has the TV remote? Who's doing that?
Well, don't look at me, mate.
Well, okay, then who do I look at? Huh? Who has what is that? Change the channel. What are we watching? This is meant to be a panel for Dan and Jason. You know? This is Dan and Jason, right? Webtoon. Not roommates. Not Ed's World. Not anything else. Dan and Jason, I don't know what this is, but can we please get it off of my TV? You know, we spent all of the budget for this panel on, like, props, setup, and stuff, and, like, most of it went to this TV. Like, whose idea was it to get this $125 TV? We could have just brought one from home. Like, I have a small one in my room, but somebody insisted that we get a new TV. Like, the other one that I had would have been fine. And what even is this Are we stealing power from the Taco Bell? Like, what is this TV connected to? Hello?
What do you mean, Boo? The thing's solar powered.
Solar powered my ass. Where's the solar panel? It's a TV. Come to think of it, what the heck is it even connected to? Alright, how about,
How about next
No, this is my panel. You don't say what we're doing next, I say what we're doing next.
Okay. So what are we doing next then?
Wouldn't you like to know? Alright, next up, we're doing Fan Art Corner, except it's not Fan Art Corner, it's a knockoff of Fan Art Corner. Dan Art Corner, I don't know.
Fan Art Corner, more like Dan Art Horner.
Or that, yeah, that works too. Okay, so, surprisingly, I don't get a lot of fan art, considering that this series only has 2.5 episodes, like April Fool's movie, and then all the most random shorts and comics you could think of. But, you know, my friends, these guys, these 3 blokes over here, these 3 dits over here.
Excuse you? 3?
Alright, fine, 4. Whatever, 4 blokes. We're the 4 blokes, okay? So these guys make a lot of fan art. And sometimes, you know, official art for, like, the series. So, how about we showcase some art that I've made, some art that they've made. Nobody else really made anything, except that one person for the contest I did a while ago. But, you know, other than that, somebody can figure out how to put art on the TV, hopefully. Alright, so first off, Dan. There's a speed draw of this on Albert's channel, if you want to check it out. All of our usernames are, like, underneath our actual names on, like, our name tags. So, you know, go check these guys out if you want. So he did a speed draw for this. And, like, it's Dan, right? But, like, holy hell, is it Dan. Like, Dan. More like damn. 'Cause, like, damn. Look at him.
Just look at him, mate.
Exactly. Look. Alright, so we got some more art. I don't know why we're scrolling through it so fast. Who's got the remote? Stop. Who's got the remote? Cool it with the remote, guys. Come on.
Hey guys, you think I could get a taco?
Well, I mean, no. Look what time it is. The Taco Bell's clearly closed.
Can't I just try to sneak in and grab one?
I mean, you could try. Nothing is stopping you. But I'd prefer if you did that after the panel. Because, you know, I don't want us to get kicked out.
Kicked out of what? We're outside.
You know, kicked out of the parking lot. We're in the car park, are we not?
I thought we were in the bushes.
Why would we be doing a panel in the bushes?
Why would we be doing a panel in a Taco Bell parking lot?
Because somebody got us kicked out of the actual con, and now we lost our booth, and we're having to do this outside of a rusty old Taco Bell. Jeez. Come on, guys, it's not that hard. Follow the lore here. Follow the lore. Alright, look, whoever's got the remote, can you find a way to put it onto my laptop? I wanna doodle. Have it, like, set up the TV so that it shows my laptop screen. Because I want to doodle. Also, what I haven't used MS Paint in a little bit. They have, like, this. What? I can change the size. Like, I'm sorry, what? Since when? And they have layers too, which I already knew about, but like, what? I'm sorry? And no, I don't have my tablet with me, because I didn't bring it. I wasn't about to lug my whole tablet to the panel with me, so I'm just gonna have to use, like, the crummy touchpad on my laptop. So, sorry if it's not the greatest in the world. Guys, feel free to talk while I'm, like, doodling. By the way, somebody keep the panel going, please.
So has anyone else aside from me and Jake ever played Zombie Attack on Roblox?
Can't say that I have, no.
Yeah, not yet, nope.
Can we keep it Dan and Jason related? Guys, it's a Dan and Jason panel, not a talk about random whatever panel. Jeez.
Sorry, boss man.
Also, I can't. I wish I brought my tablet now, but I didn't think of that, and I didn't want to bring a heavy tablet with me. So now I'm just doomed to have awful art.
So, are you gonna draw me?
No, I'm not gonna draw you. Why would I draw you?
Because we're friends?
But this is Dan and Jason panel. I'm drawing Dan, Jason, or Mark.
Oh. Can you draw Hanson?
Genuinely, all I remember about that dude is that he's got a yellow shirt. I don't remember what his hair looks like, so I wouldn't be able to, even if I wanted, sorry. Like, what is your... Like, why is that your favorite character? Even if it is just, like, a joke answer, but, like, what is your obsession with Hanson?
He's got a cool name. I mean, Hanson. Like who sung the song, Humpop.
Like... I mean, I guess, yeah.
And besides, he was voiced by your mum too.
Well, yeah, but that's because I can only do so many voices, and I just need another voice. That's why. I was literally like, hey, Mom, you wanna, voice act a character for me? This is awful, and I hate it.
Don't sell yourself short, it doesn't look that bad.
Well, I mean, it doesn't, but, like, it'd look a lot better if I had my tablet.
So, Dan and Jason?
I'd like to think that we know the most about the show compared to anyone else, aside from Jake, of course. We could probably just spit fact after fact and no one could compare.
True.
I believe it.
I mean, technically true, because, like, we chat a lot on Google Chat. And, like, I tell these guys, I can't with this hair, dude. Yeah, we chat a lot on Google Chat, and, like, often I'll, like, be like, hey guys, here's Dan and Jason fact. Or, like, here's yada yada, So, like, technically, these guys, and, like, Kaz, like, they didn't really write the script. I guess they kind of helped, but, like, they didn't really, like, write the whole thing. They just kind of gave me, like, some ideas and stuff. They did do the thumbnail, though, which is really cool. Or the title card. But yeah, technically, they know the entirety of the episode. And, like, what the plot is about, how it ends, and all that stuff. So technically, if they wanted, they could just go online and just be like, hey guys, here's the episode, here's what happens. And just spoil the whole thing. I'm trusting them not to, though. And, they wouldn't really be a script writer or a title card artist at the end if they did. Because, they'd be fired, but...
You don't even pay me.
What do you mean pay you? I don't pay anybody. I don't have money. I'm an animator. You think animators make money? No.
So, are you just going to be working on this drawing for the rest of the panel?
Well, no, but we're gonna be talking about stuff too. This isn't the rest of the panel. I just want to draw for, the panel.
If you call that drawing.
I told you, I don't have my tablet. I wish I brought it with me, but I don't have my tablet.
Should we move on to the frequently asked questions while you draw now?
No, I think we're gonna save the frequently asked questions for the last of the panel, towards the end, maybe? And by frequently asked, I mean, mostly you blokes. You four dunderheads. Nobody else is out here asking questions about Dan and Jason, but then, every time we hop into, a Google chat, you guys always asking me one thing or the other.
Well, to be fair, we're just curious about the characters is all, so come on, give us a break, mate.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's not really much. I made these characters. I didn't really make anything else after that.
Makes characters and a webtoon. Doesn't come up with anything else and calls it a day. LOL.
I suck at character. I suck at character whatever,
So, they don't have any character traits?
Yes, exactly. These guys have personalities, technically, but, not much of anything. And these guys,
Has anyone else noticed that it's just been mostly Jake talking?
Well, it's not just supposed to be me talking. You guys can talk too,
Anyone got any ideas?
Well, could we mention a few fun facts about Dan and Jason?
I mean, we could, yeah. There's a few facts that I've mentioned in, previous videos before, and, I've responded to some of your guys' comments, asking questions. But, so, basically, Dan and Jason, I've said this many times before. Dan and Jason was inspired off of a webtoon created by Flojo called Roommates. And he was the whole reason. He's not the main reason I got into animating. I got into, just animating in general, from, animation memes, old school stuff like that. But for, in terms of animating a webtoon, I was inspired by him to create Dan and Jason as a webtoon, right? So Roommates slash Flojo inspired me to do animating for, webtoon, pretty much. And some people are like, oh, Dan and Jason is based off of Ed's World. No, it's actually based off of Roommates, or well, not based off of, I guess, it's more inspired off of. The only thing that was inspired off of Ed's World would be Mark's hair, pretty much, because it's Tom's hair, pretty much. And then everyone's all like, oh, what about Jason? Jason's hair is based off of, Tord. It's actually not. Okay, then it's based off of Dan from Roommates. Wrong again. It's actually based off of the OG owner of that hairstyle. Fry from Futurama. With a bit of Dan sprinkled in, yes. Also, on the topic of Dan, yeah, Dan was named after Dan from Roommates. So, Dan from Roommates, right? His full name is Daniel E. Racer, right? Dan from Dan and Jason, mind you. So we got Dan E. Racer. Pun on, like, erasers, you know, the things on the end of pencils that Dan has a fetish for. No surprise there. It's literally on the website. You can find his full name on the website.
Wait, does Roommates actually have a website?
What do you mean Roommates has a website? Roommates does have a website.
And you've known about it how long and never told me before?
I mean, Kaz knows about it, so if they haven't told you, then that's technically on them, and, you know, go talk to your own partner about it. So, Dan from Dan and Jason, mind you, you would think would be Daniel as well, right? But, no, Dan isn't really short for anything, it's Dan, pretty much. He does have a full name, though. You know, Daniel E. Racer, right? For Dan from Roommates. But then, Dan from Dan and Jason is Dan D. Ryder, right? And yes, that is meant to be a pun as well, because it's Dan. You know, Dan is just a flaming, you know, he's hot, he's flaming, you know? If you know, you know. And, you know, Dan D. Ryder. On the topic of, you know, puns and, you know, jokes and whatnot. Jason is actually Jason B. Benson from, you know, Barry B. Benson, but it's Jason B. Benson. And Jason was named after Jason from Aphmau. And then we have Mark, which is Mark E. Fire, right? And Mark was named after Markiplier. So his name being Mark E. Fire sounds like Markiplier.
So, is that all of the facts and junk now?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Anybody else got anything to add, or...
Can I just ask why the Roommates fake crossover episode is 2.5 instead of just 3?
Technically it's episode 2.5 instead of episode 3 because of, like... It was like a fake crossover episode. It wasn't even animated. And, you know, fake crossover using an AI voice. Because I couldn't afford to get the actual, like, Dan. So, I didn't really want that to be episode 3. But I didn't want to call it a short either. So, you know, episode 2.5. Why not, you know?
So, just when is episode 3 coming up then?
Well, if you go back to the trailer for the episode, it says coming fall of 2024, which is getting kind of close, if you think about it. And I still have animating to do, so...
Why not just work on some animating on the panel then?
Because for the last time, I don't have my tablet. And if you would look at this, this is what I can do with a touchpad on a laptop. I can't do animating without my Wacom Cintiq 13.
So what's next after the drawing?
After... Hey, whoa. Who changed the channel? I was still drawing. Who changed the channel on the TV? I was still drawing on the TV. Who changed it to Roommates? This is supposed to be Dan and Jason. Hey, can somebody put on dick figures on the TV, please? I know it's old and all, but, like, I want to watch dick figures. And I know what I just said, literally, about Dan and Jason. But, like, thank you. Seriously, who the fuck is controlling the TV anyways? Right, so in a little bit we're gonna do the frequently asked questions thing. Because, usually these kind of panels have, like, answering questions, but let's be honest, I don't really have a fan base except for these guys. So, we're just gonna be doing, like, the most frequently asked questions, and then call it, like, a con. If you can even call it that. Literally our first ever panel. And it's outside of a bloody Taco Bell.
I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
Exactly. Right. So, we already went over the fact about Dan and Jason being inspired off of roommates. We already went over their names. Another fun fact, if you pay close enough attention, I use real life backgrounds for the episodes because I can't actually draw backgrounds and I don't have anyone to do like background art. And even if somebody was like, hey, I can draw backgrounds for you, I don't have a way to pay you. I genuinely don't. So that's out of the question. But yeah, I use real life backgrounds, and if you pay close enough attention, you'll realize that the house Dan and Jason live in is actually just Gumball's house from the Amazing World of Gumball. Also, if anyone remembers the first episode using the terrible text-to-speech voices, yeah. Don't even ask about that. We're not even going to talk about it. Even though we were just talking about it, but we're not going to talk about it anymore. Moving on. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm bad with, like, characters, personalities, and stuff. So basically, the characters don't have definite age. The characters don't have definite ages or anything. But, so Mark is the oldest, because he was around for, like, the scene era back in, like, the 2000s, whatever. And then, Dan is the second oldest. And then, Jason is the youngest out of all of them. So, I don't have, like, actual ages, but that's the closest you're gonna get until I actually figure something out. They are old enough to have at least dropped out of high school. Don't ask me if they finished high school or not, I don't know. But basically, yeah, they all met in high school. High school is now over for them. So, Dan and Jason live together as roommates. Mark lives nearby, but in a whole other house. Don't ask why the two live together if Jason hates Dan so much. Don't ask why they're even still friends at this point. But, right, anyone else got anything to add before we move on to the last bit of the panel? Hang on, guys, what is on the TV again? What are we watching? Who is controlling the TV? And why did my voice get so high?
I don't have the remote, dude.
You keep saying that you don't have the remote, but I'd like to know who the hell does. What is this? What are we watching? Excuse... Really? Alright, you just outed yourself out there. You just outed yourself out, Nameless. I know damn well that you've got the remote. I know damn well you changed it to frickin' Lemon Demon. Not even Lemon Demon. The Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. I know damn well you did that. You have the remote. And I know you do. Because you're the biggest... I love Lemon Demon as much as the next guy, but you're the biggest Lemon Demon fan in this whole area.
Alright, fine. You caught me. But what's so wrong with the Ultimate Showdown?
Well, I mean... nothing. It's a good song, but, like... that's not what the panel is meant to be about. Alright, somebody say something, and then afterwards we'll move to the freaking last part of the panel. Hey, to be fair, I've never done one of these before, so I don't know what it... Like, none of us has done this before. Nobody knows what we're doing, so... Hopefully next time, if we do another one, it'll be better than this, and not outside of a Taco Bell. Come on, guys. Seriously. Alright, someone turn Lemon Demon off of the TV, please. Not to that? What is... Why do we keep going back to this? What even is it? Or look, just turn the TV off for now. I don't know. We're probably, like, costing this Taco Bell, like, $100 in, like, electric bills.
Should we just say goodbye to everybody now then?
I guess so, yeah.
Alright, cool. See you.
Yippee! First ever panel, and it didn't go horrible at all. And no one can prove that it did.
See you next year.
Bye.